the small town of Greenville, Ohio, 18-year-old Ethan Walker lived a quiet life. He was the kind of kid who blended in, never caused trouble, never raised his hand in class, never really believed he had anything special to offer. He delivered pizzas part-time, went to community college, and spent evenings scrolling social media, comparing himself to people who seemed to be doing better. Everyone around him seemed to have a plan, except him. One day, Ethan's professor gave the class an assignment: write a personal essay titled, "What I Want from My Life." Simple, right? But Ethan stared at the page for hours. He didn't know what he wanted. What he did know was that deep down, he had dreams, becoming a motivational speaker, helping others believe in themselves. But that seemed crazy. Who would listen to him? Ethan almost skipped the assignment. "I'm not good enough," he told himself. "Nobody cares what I think." He wrote a bland paragraph and was ready to submit it. But then, he accidentally opened an old video file on his laptop. It was of 12-year-old Ethan giving a school speech titled, "Believe in Yourself." He had passion, fire, vision. He stared at the screen and whispered, "What happened to you?" The next day, Ethan stayed after class and nervously asked his professor, Mr. Ramirez, for feedback. Mr. Ramirez looked him in the eye and said, "Ethan, you have a voice. You've just forgotten how to use it. Rewrite the essay. This time, don't write what's easy. Write what's true." That night, Ethan stayed up until 3 a.m. writing from the heart. He submitted the essay. Days later, Mr. Ramirez asked if he could read it aloud at the college assembly. Terrified but curious, Ethan said yes. Standing on that stage, voice shaking, he read his story about fear, about hiding, about daring to want more. When he finished, the room was silent, then erupted into applause. Inspired, Ethan started small. He created a YouTube channel, Rise with Ethan, sharing simple motivational thoughts. At first, barely anyone watched. Friends teased him. "You? Motivational speaker?" He doubted himself again. But then one day, he got a message from a viewer. "Your video stopped me from giving up. Thank you." He printed it and stuck it on his wall. Ethan started practicing public speaking, reading about confidence, and volunteering to speak at local schools. He failed, often, forgot lines, shook with nerves, but he kept going. One day, he got invited to speak at a regional youth conference. It would be the biggest crowd yet, 500 students. Fear came rushing back. Backstage before the speech, Ethan froze. Panic, doubt. "I don't belong here." But then he remembered 12-year-old Ethan and that one viewer he helped, and Mr. Ramirez's words, "You have a voice." He stepped onto the stage, and he spoke. Raw, real, imperfect, but powerful. The crowd didn't just clap, they stood. After the talk, dozens of students lined up to meet him. One said, "You made me believe in myself again." Ethan realized something. He hadn't just found his voice. He had found his purpose. Ethan returned to Greenville a different person, not because he had made it, but because he had awakened to his potential. He began hosting free workshops at local community centers. He wasn't doing it for likes or followers. He was doing it for the one person who needed to hear his message. Now, when fear shows up, Ethan welcomes it. He knows growth lives beyond the comfort zone. He still messes up. He still gets nervous. But he never gives up. Because he understands now, you don't need to be great to start. You just need to start to be great. Ethan's journey isn't over, but he now carries the message with him. You are more capable than you believe. Wake up to your potential. The world needs your voice.